let's create ourselves some destructible exploding pumpkins. So here you can see I've just got a basic 3D model of a pumpkin that we want to explode and fracture. So let's go over how we would do that. With your pumpkin selected, we're going to go to selection mode and we're going to go to fracture. This is going to create some pop-up windows. Let's go ahead and create new. Ask it where it wants to save. I've already got a folder called pumpkin. I'm going to choose there. Now we've got a whole bunch of different options that you might want to go for. For this, we're just going to click on, I don't know, uniform will probably be sufficient. Once you've done so, you can go ahead and press fracture at the bottom. And if we scroll back up to the top, we can see explode and mount. We can get a visual of what that's going to look like. You might say you want more clusters or less clusters. And go ahead and hit fracture again so you can redo those calculations. And now it's got even more clusters. Crazy, right? So we're going to hit that and say, yep, we're happy with that. So we're going to come out of this mode and go back to selection mode. Now, it looks a bit funky because it's in preview colors, but what we're going to do instead is we're just going to right click and say browse to asset and put one in our level. And let's go ahead and hit simulate. And it doesn't really do anything. It's a bit of a disappointment. So this time, with it selected, let's go through to its stats and let's find damage. And we've got 3 arrays. Let's just set all of those to, I don't know, 5. And this time, it really falls apart. Right? Look at that. There you go. That's pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Can we walk through that? A bit messy. But look at all those chunks. What about if we wanted it to have more of a natural explosion? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag a new one on. Delete you. Put you there. Like I said, this time it won't explode because it's got the full sort of damage amount. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blueprint class. And I'm going to click the all classes down here. And I'm going to search for... is it master field? Master field. Give it a name, master field 1. And if we drag this into our level, we can see it creates this sort of sphere shape. Now, if I hit play, it crumbles after a second. Why is it crumbling like that? Well, over here on the right hand side, you can see we've got this delay amount. Again, we could change that to 2 seconds, and then add 2. Cool. And then it hits it. We could change it so it happens constantly. So let's change it to on tick, and this time I'm going to put it right in the middle inside of it. Make sure we just set that to 0. And now it properly explodes outwards. Let's see that again. Look at that. How awesome is that? A real nice explosion. And that's because it activates sort of straight away. Scale this up a bit more and get an even bigger explosion. Look at that. But what if we didn't want it to activate straight away? So let's untick that and let's just quickly go across to our level blueprint. And inside our level blueprint, let's get a reference to master field, and then we'll type in field activate. Was it field activate? Why is that not popping up? Oh, that's because it's field active. We want to set field active. Set field active. And we'll just do this on a begin play. Again, even though I do know this system already exists within it, just to give you a bit of an idea about how we could sort of control that. 1, 2. Cool. But instead of doing it like that, what about then if we were to create a box collision, just for the sake of test? Let's add a trigger box in front of it, or just to sort of the side of it, make it a little bit bigger, and we'll say when the box is overlapped with the third person character, then we'll make it crumble. And let's turn it on. So nothing, and then the box is about here. Now it crumbles. Cool. So there's a few different ways that you can mess with your pumpkins. We could just add it to the level and reduce our damage. 555. And then when we look at it, explodes. We could add one to our level with a master field inside it. Change it from delay to on tick, and then it'll explode. Or we could actually create a blueprint out of our pumpkin. Pumpkin underscore BP. Open it up. Let's drag our pumpkin in it. And we could go to the event graph. We could say on event crumble active clusters. So we could control it that way too. Lots of exploding pumpkins. So this way, remember before it would have just fell. You know, it didn't explode. We've not had to affect the damage on it. This one, because we're crumbling the clusters at a certain point, again we could add a box collision here, and then, like, you know, when that box sort of collides with the player, then we will do that. Yoink. And jump on it. Okay, it doesn't care this time about our system. There we go. It's doing a little bit. I think it just needs to be smaller. Let's make it a smaller pumpkin so we can kick it around a little bit more. There we go. Oh, we could have just like reduced the mass of it. There we go. Ooh, was not happy with those collisions, so be careful with those collisions. But there you go, that is a whole bunch of different types of exploding pumpkins for your various needs and desires. Thanks for watching.